Hi, I'm Barry Anstey. My wife Leslie and I have been fostering for 14 and a half years now. She used to be a nursery nurse and various other things and qualified. I was a project manager for a computer systems company, but that didn't matter. We just got into it. It's something we'd always thought about as our children were growing up. We've got 5 children of our own, but what really started was our daughter works in the hospital in a special care baby unit, and she had a lot of little babies going in that were getting fostered, and she just said, "Mum and Dad, you've got to do it." So really that's what started us off. Well, you come along to an introduction meeting basically, and I think we had first of introductions. I've got to remember this, it's a long time ago, and then we had someone came out and talked to us, which was really good, and then we started on the process with training sessions and chats and everything else, and it just moved from there. We do short-term fostering, which is, well, can be 6 months up to, well, I'm just saying it could be 18 months as the longest one, but just to move them on, the children on to where back to parents or wherever, or it can be adoption. But we've also always done a little bit of respite, but just last couple of years we've started doing a lot more respite and actually helping out a lot of the other foster carers when they want a break. So that's been good. If you have a baby, very small baby, then they can share your room, but obviously when they're over a year or so, then it's more ideal to have a room. If you've got older children, obviously you do need a spare room for them. We've looked after, I think, over 50 children since we first started fostering. Not all for a long time, but we've had various siblings. We've had 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and we've had them for very short time. So I think the longest we have had a child with us is for about 18 months, but we've had overnight. We've had some for emergency for a weekend, and we've had respite placements at shorter times. When the children we've had are actually moved to lots of different places, I think quite often they go back to relations. They can go back to immediate family, parents, and sadly that doesn't happen too often. Or if everything else fails and there's no other ones, then they move to adopt, then they can be adopted, which the process does take quite a long time. Moving them, I think it's just getting relationships and building relationships. Obviously, if they're going back to family, you can have that relationship built up over a period of time. But when they are going to adoption, it's a bit of a different process, and it's probably actually a shorter process from the transition point of view, but it works really well, and you just have to make sure they have a good bond and get a good bond before they move. Really, we get a lot of reward from fostering. I mean, obviously we've been doing it quite a long time, we wouldn't do it otherwise. I mean, it's, to us, I think the biggest thing is giving the children the best possible start they can have. As we do have young children all the time, and so really it's important, vitally important, that they have the best building blocks for really to be able to achieve their greatest potential, really. Well, to be honest, I mean, it's probably the biggest things can be just day-to-day caring, making sure you get the balance right with them, seeing their family, taking good care of them, looking after health issues. We have actually looked after quite a few children who've on the spectrum. They've been diagnosed autistic, so that's been quite challenging in itself. But I think it's every child you have is different, and they've got their own. Yes, they have their own difficulties and challenges, but they also their own delights, and really, yeah. We get tremendous support from our supervising social worker. They're basically the social worker that is allocated to you to look after you and to help you with any of your issues. They're always at the end of the phone, they respond to emails. Our current supervising social worker is brilliant, and she's amazing. Some are different, but they all help, and they all want to help you. So, the support is really, really good. I think the biggest thing about Stoke is the support. They have had their ups and downs, but from a support point of view, and the support you get from Stoke, it has been second to none. And I think you really got to think that as the one thing that we really do appreciate. And the training's really, really good. It's enjoyable. It's appropriate as well. And and you're allowed to do what training you feel you need to do. Honestly, go for it. You've got nothing to lose. You know, if you're thinking about fostering, really just try. But don't necessarily just leap straight into it though. Find out about it, talk to people, come along to some of the events if you want and talk to other foster carers. I'm sure they'll all let you know.